What up, 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 y'all? What up, what up, what up, what up? What's good? What's good? I am here. How's everybody doing? Everybody that's showing up. All right. Jess in the chat. What's up, Jess? All right. We're going to be talking about Xbox today. That is a topic of discussion. This is going to be a shorter stream because it's just a topic, so I'm not going to go super long. We're not doing a bunch of gameplay or anything like that. But I do want to I have some thoughts and some words about Xbox. And I think they are words that need to be said. People are saying them, and I think I need to also chip in too. Because I've been saying these same things for a while. You feel me? Jess said, I'm good. Thanks for asking. I've been keeping myself busy. Nice. Cool. Good to hear. Good to hear. Okay. Let me get my shameless plugs out of the way. You feel me? Welcome to Monthly Gamer. You feel me? I appreciate everybody being here. All my current watchers. You feel me? All my future watchers, you feel me? Everybody that's in the chat, appreciate everybody showing up. If you like what you see here, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, share with everybody, hit the bell, make sure you come back. I've been streaming every single day for about like 3 months now. You feel me? Every single weekday, you feel me? I'm here every single weekday at 5 p.m. Central Time. You feel me? Let's see. Also, if you like what you see here, you feel me? Or if you want to support Monthly Gamer, you feel me? All my payment options are down below. You feel me? They're all in the description below. They're all one click away. You feel me? I got PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, and Patreon. Patreon is a subscription service. If you want to put $1 in to support Monthly Gamer, that would help out greatly. I would appreciate you a lot. And then also have a $5 tier where You drop $5. Any game that you want me to play, I will play it on stream, as long as it is YouTube friendly and as long as I have access to it. Cool. Mr. King K said in the chat, Mr. King K in the chat, 2-minute warning for what? 2-minute warning before the stream starts. That's what I do every single time. Like it's all preparation stuff. He's also hi, what's up? Just said, sorry for saying this, but I'm not a big fan of Xbox, but my uncle is. I used to be a big fan of Xbox, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So you have nothing to be sorry for, Jess. But yeah, it's all just King K. It's all prep stuff. So like, I'll be 5 o'clock on the dot. Hit the go in the broadcast, and then I'll sit in the starting soon screen. I'll sit back and like, you know, do my little preparations, making sure everything's good. Give myself a nice little 2-minute window, and then let everybody know, you know, what's going on. Mr. Manboy says, "Where's Sanic? Sanic is coming later." Okay, right now, I told y'all yesterday I was trying to, you know, do an Xbox thing for them today, but you know, we got in a whole discussion yesterday, so now I'm like, now you got to watch me do this live. So let's see. Let me put my music down a little bit. Turn the music down a little bit. I don't want to get distracted too much. An artist named Jess subscribed to my channel today. That's strange. Very interesting. All right. Let's start with the subject, okay? Xbox. Not feeling this gaming company lately. Not even lately, like not for a while. I've not been feeling them. It feels like every step that they take forward, they take a gigantic leap back. At this point, it's just like, you're not even running in place. You're not even running backwards no more. You make one good stride and then make 20,000 strides backwards. You feel me? And it upsets me. It really does upset me. Let me see. Get my chat window up. You feel me? Because there's a couple bullet points I got to hit. Number one. Let me preface this by saying that I have no allegiances to any like one company, dude. I'm very much console agnostic. Sometimes I may sometimes swing. Some people would look at me and kind of be like, he swings Nintendo, and I'm like, I kind of don't. I just think that they're a safe option to play good games. But when they start acting up, I do the same thing. I'll be like, I don't like what you're doing. And I'll speak up about it. So as far as Xbox goes, let me preface it by being, let me let everybody know this. Okay. I'm gonna start by talking about like how I grew up with Sega, right? And I want you to stick with me because this is relevant. Me and my brother grew up playing Sega. You feel me? And we were diehard Sega guys. You feel me? And when it came out, when it dropped in auto, whatever, Sega Genesis was the stuff. You know, Sega Saturn kind of faltered a little bit, and then the Dreamcast came out. The Dreamcast was dope, right? But Sega slowly but surely was on a steady decline. You feel me? And at some point, we were like, we had to jump to a different system because we were like, Sega's not making systems anymore. You feel me? So we had to jump to another system. And you know, my brother was like of the household. He was kind of like the North Star pointing, like, you know, where do we take gaming next? And he was, you know, basically like, you know, Sega was the cool system. You know what I mean? And he's an older kid. So like, he's going towards like, where are all the cool games? I don't want the little baby Nintendo games. Get that out of here. Where are all the cool games at? Where can I play my, you know what I mean, Mortal Kombats and my NBA Jams and my Killer Instincts and all the like, you know what I mean, all that type of stuff, you know what I mean? So at some point, we turned to Xbox, and, you know, we became fans of Xbox that way. You feel me? So that's pretty much how we got on board with Xbox. You feel me? What's going on in the chat? Apparently, his only allegiance is the Horde. Infrared in the chat. It's true. It's all true. No, but like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Red was like the North Star pointing everything. You feel me? He was the guy in the household that was like, yo, this is where we're going to go with gaming. We got to go that way. I'm like, all right. And I don't know anything about it. I'm just looking at like advertisement and all this stuff or whatever. But like, that was what was going on in the household. So we've been Xbox heads since the beginning, since 2001. You know what I mean? We've been big Xbox fans since then. We went through all that, the whole Xbox generation. We went through the whole Xbox 360 generation. And then we was waiting with bated breath for the Xbox One generation. And they came out and they were clowning around. You feel me? They came through clowning around. And ever since the Xbox One generation, they have been faltering, dude. Faltering, like just completely like dropping the ball. So lately, what's been going on is that Xbox has been slowly declining as far as a hardware company. I don't really care. And when I say this, I'm like, when I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about like the survivability of the company itself. They're one of the richest companies, if not the richest in the world. You feel me? But it's one of those things where it's like, I'm watching the decline and I'm like the same thing that is happening with Xbox happened with Sega. It's just that it's happening a lot slower and it's a much bigger fall. You feel me? Where it's just like, yo, I'm watching these dudes like, whoa, like it's like watching a train wreck. You feel me? But I'm not gonna get into like the super like inside baseball of it. You feel me? There are a couple YouTubers that you can go to. Like there's a guy named Destin Legary. He gets into like the super inside baseball of, what's going on with Xbox right now. And also Mr. Matty Plays is a really good, person to check out for that. But essentially what has happened is over the week, like this whole week, everybody in the gaming community is talking about like, Xbox came through and they were basically like, we laid off 9,000 people from our company. We laid off 9,000 people. Microsoft was like, we laid off 9,000 people. 9,000 people. And there's more layoffs to come is what I'm hearing. There's more layoffs to come. You feel me? All this stuff is like what's been going on right here. You know what I mean? That's all it's been let's say that's all that's been going on or whatever, right? Two of the main studios that got hit, one of them were working on Perfect Dark, got canceled. That whole team is wrecked. So there's no more Perfect Dark anymore. You know what I mean? So Perfect Dark is gone, and then everybody's talking about Forza now. One of the most like successful car franchises there are out there, car simulation franchises, and they're like, oh, Forza Motorsport got hit with layoffs too, so they might like Forza Motorsport might be done. And I'm like, what? Infrared said Xbox is turning into Sega. Yeah, man, it sucks, but like the thing that irritates me is that they'll be like, they'll be like, oh, we're not going third party. Everything is an Xbox. Brother, shut up. Do you hear how stupid you sound? Everything is an Xbox. Okay. It's all an Xbox. Right. So AKA that's code for you're going third party. Jess said, and I take it that's bad. Oh boy, gaming companies are really going downhill. Yeah, they are. It's bad. Especially like the AAA studios. This is what I was talking about yesterday. Like where I kind of got into that yesterday, where I was like, I don't like when it comes to like AAA studios and all that stuff, whatever, they gonna do what they gonna do and try to like affect how the gaming swings and gamers are going to swing where they need to swing. You feel me? And it's one of those things where it's like sometimes we got to sit back and like kind of watch some of these companies that were on top. I've seen this over and over and over, man. We kind of got to sit back and look at the top and like look at these top companies and kind of watch them like fall to the wayside, dog. Because it was the same thing. Like at one point in time, Sega was on top of the world, and everybody was like, "Oh, nothing can happen to Sega." Where's Sega? Everybody said the same thing about Atari. Where's Atari? You know what I mean? So everybody said the same thing about Midway. Where's Midway? There's a bunch of studios that are like that, where like stuff like that, where like back in the past, where that type of stuff happened, where it was like, no way these games are going out of business. They go out of business. And that's exactly what, like I said, that's exactly what's happening with Xbox. You feel me? And it just makes me wonder, like, what does this company represent anymore? You feel me? I don't know what to do. You don't support your consoles, right? It's one of those things where it's like people can make an argument and be like, yo, they're gonna do fine. Like they have millions of dollars and all the whatever, and they're still selling the most on PlayStation and all that stuff, whatever. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but like at the same time, you have nobody to really rally around you. Like you're not really a video game company anymore. You're more like Microsoft is more like, this is like they're even like the people are talking about like they're gonna rebrand to like Microsoft Gaming, because it's just like Xbox is not really a thing anymore. Because it's like you are telling everybody like, hey, you know, you're licensing yourself out to like a bunch of like you know, third-party peripherals and stuff, and third-party you know, console manufacturers and stuff or whatever. And it's like, what are you doing with your own stuff? You're not doing anything. You don't have your console is like dead last. Your game studios, like you rarely put out good games. You feel me? Like y'all just started getting the ball rolling on that, and then y'all went backwards because y'all laid off 9,000 people. So then now, like 9,000, you have to like look for new like you have to either work with what you got or look for new management or anything like that. All of it's been like poorly mismanaged, bro. And on top of that, you know, that has to hit you know, employer morale. You feel me? Like that has to affect people. Like people have to be coming in every day and being like, is my job going to be gone? That has to affect the work. You feel me? Because it's like, I can't, I could come through here, make a hit game. They took out Perfect Dark. They're damn near about to take out Forza. Hi-Fi Rush was a success, and they were like, it doesn't matter. We're cutting everybody out. We're cutting all of them. Cut that whole studio out. Call of Duty got hit with layoffs, and Call of Duty is one of the biggest games in the world. And it's like they not safe from layoffs. You can make a hit and they'll still be like, we're cutting you. So it's just like, you're going to drive all your game creators, you're gonna drive all of them away, dude. And it makes me sit back and go like, y'all not really a game manufacturer like that anymore. Y'all really just a software company, and sometimes y'all just put games out. But you're not really in the business of dedicated gaming anymore. If Red said that boy Monthly Gamer cooking right now, you feel me? Hoping for some of these companies' downfalls. Yeah, man. Because man, it's King K said hoping for some of these companies' downfalls. And my thing is, I'm not even hoping. I'm just looking, because I'm just like, it's happening, bro. It's like y'all spent $69 billion. You spent $69 billion, and now y'all are realizing y'all spent all this money, and now y'all trying to cover the cost or whatever. And y'all keep trying to make, it's just like every other company. Like it's almost like every other company that's chasing like the Fortnite bag. You feel me? Everybody's chasing that golden goose, where it's like, yo, we need to make this one hit game, and if y'all don't make this one hit game, then get up out of here. We're done. You know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing? Like, you have to nurture your studios and cultivate them and eventually get them to a point where they are doing that. You feel me? Or if you want to have a Fortnite model, follow the Fortnite model. You feel me? Put something out. Like, y'all want to have your cake and eat it too, where like y'all put a game out, won't be free. It'll be like full price, and then be like also we want microtransactions and loot boxes and this, that, and the other. We don't want to give you the entire game for full price. We want to nickel and dime you. And it's like, dude, that's why your live services aren't doing anything, dude. All technology is starving to go piece by piece. Chances are we'll go back to the times before the internet. I don't know if I would say all that. That's a bit extreme. Jess. But I would say that, kind of like what King K is saying, like these bigger companies, dog, they gotta get hit. They gotta come. The bigger companies got to come down so that the smaller companies can come up, and that's what I'm starting to see. You feel me? Because it's like, again, at one point Bethesda was on top of the world. At one point, Activision Blizzard was on top of the world. We can even throw Xbox in the conversation. At one point, they were on top of the world. When it comes to that, when it comes to like putting out video games and stuff, as far as like actually contributing to video games, at one point, all of them were on top of the world. Now they are slowly crumbling down, and we are starting to see like newer games and newer studios, and you know what I mean, same thing with Ubisoft. All of them are EA. All of them are coming crashing down as far as like their reputation as gaming companies, and then slowly all these smaller ones are starting to come up because they're like a good example is like Expedition 33, where like they came through and they was like, yo, we a small size studio and we can put out a AAA game and we can put it out for $50 and not charge you anything else after that. Just be like, look, this is a dope ass RPG that is $50 that costs nothing extra. There's nothing extra to it, and it looks just as good as anything that any AAA anything that we're putting that's being put out right now. You feel me? Mr. King K said the chug jug. What's that? Oh, I ain't got no water. Speaking of that, I ain't got no water. Oh. But right here, like you look at all these, like if you're looking at all these like articles and stuff that are up right now, you can look at like right here, the Forbes is like, how can we trust anything Xbox says right now? Or how can we trust anything Xbox says now? I'm the same way, where I'm like, I can't trust anything. Like they were heavily, you know, advertising Perfect Dark heavily. You know what I mean? And then it's like, it's canceled now. So then what's to say the next Fable? Like, you know what I mean? Like what Fable's supposed to be coming out. What's to say that won't get canceled? And then, you know what I mean? And like everybody is like, oh yeah, all these games are so good. This Fable, Perfect Dark was so good. I couldn't put the controller down. It's like, a dog, I can't believe nothing you say. Not that I wasn't believing nothing y'all say already, but it was just like, yo, this looked like it was like ready to, like, it's rearing and ready to go, and y'all are just like, oh yeah, everything's going great, and then suddenly like, oh, everybody's, you know, they're all of them are fired. They're all fired. And then Mr. King K, you want to talk about something evil? I think sometimes when people say that companies are evil, I think that they're being a little bit. I think they're being over dramatic. But if you want to talk about, like, not that saying that you said it, but like, usually when people say that companies are evil, I kind of roll my eyes and I'm like, nah, I get what you're saying, but I'm like, bro, like chill out a little bit. This shit right here is evil, bro. Where they laid everybody off, because like honestly, they're taking Xbox is like gung ho on AI right now. You feel me? They're gung ho on AI, and they're gung ho on using AI to replace everybody's jobs. It's happening right now. Like it's happening. And they booted everybody because they're like, yo, we got AI to do whatever it is you are doing. We got AI that can do it. They booted everybody out, and then they all told everybody that they were laying off to use AI to deal with the issues that they're having with being laid off. Yo, talk to your AI Talk to Chat GPT and let them nurture you through your hard time. Like, what? That's evil as fuck. That's evil. That's some evil shit, bro. Bro, we're laying you off because we're replacing with AI. Now you go to AI to help you feel better. Go to our AI to help you feel better. Like that's insane, dude. Insanity. It's just a lot of annoying anti-consumer decisions / trends. It's poor treatment of staff. Yeah. And at some point, like I said, at some point, people are going to speak up enough and enough people are going to look at that and be like, I don't want to work for Xbox. As soon as I go there, like it's almost like it's a complete 180 where it's like, it's a complete like 180 where it was like, everybody was like, Bethesda's going downhill. Oh, Xbox saved them. So now they'll be able to make games. Activision Blizzard, they got to say they were going downhill. Now Xbox saved them, but it's like it doesn't even matter because they're laying everybody off. It doesn't matter. In case said, talk to the robot buddy. Yeah, bro. Like what? Like what are you talking about? And it makes me go like, what are we doing, man? Like it's one of those things. It's like I gotta list, but it makes me go like, what do you? We have. It's like. It's not like Xbox is absent of franchises. They have franchises and they just don't. It's one of those things where y'all acquired all this shit and did not make any real smart decisions. You really just adopted. You really were just like, we want, even from the very get-go, I'll give Halo a pass. But even from the very get-go, they bought Halo. Halo wasn't from Microsoft. Microsoft bought Halo in the very beginning. People just didn't know because, you know, back then we didn't know, we couldn't, inside baseball wasn't as accessible, so we didn't know. But like, I recently found out that last year. But I'm sitting there looking at all these and I'm like, you bought all these companies up. You have all these IPs. You have IPs that rival Sony and Nintendo. And for some reason, you want to be like y'all want to be this like play nice. Y'all want to put on this play nice front and be like, yo, we want everybody, like, we want developers to make whatever they want to. And it's like, I get that, but at the same time, bro, you have IPs that are just not doing anything. Like y'all sitting on a bunch of stuff. I want everybody to look at how many things that they own. This is how much Xbox owns, bro. I want everybody to pay attention to all this that's on the screen. You feel me? Imagine the irony of AI being more compassionate than the human higher ups. Isn't that crazy? And they don't care because it's all fake. They don't care. They do not care, bro. But like, look at all these franchises. Microsoft is not absent of franchises, and people have been yelling at them for years and years and years and years and being like, what are you doing with it? You feel me? Y'all have, let's go down. First of all, y'all got Age of Empires, you got Age of Mythology, you got Banjo-Kazooie. You feel me? You got Battletoads, you got Blinks. Blinks is old, but whatever. You have that's a mascot that you can pull back. You feel me? You got Call of Duty, you got Conquer, you got Crackdown. You feel me? The Dance Central, you got Doom. You feel me? You got Elder Scrolls, that's Skyrim, that's Oblivion, that's all that, bro. You got Fable, you got Fallout, you got Forza Horizon, you feel me? Gears, Guitar Hero, Halo. You're not without Killer Instinct. Come on, man. You have all these franchises and they are not, none of them are anything to sneeze at. You have Perfect Dark, but you just laid everybody that was working on Perfect Dark off. You got Psychonauts, Quake. Like, come on, dude. What else? Y'all got Crash Bandicoot. Yeah, y'all got Crash Bandicoot. And Spyro the Dragon. Wolfenstein. Bruh. I'm just going down this list. You got Tony Hawk. You got Warcraft. Come on, man. And you got Minecraft on top of that. You got Overwatch. You have all these things that you are mismanaging. You have all of these. You are not absent of any bangers. And you're just fumbling. You're just fumbling. King K said, reminds me of that episode of Smiling Friends. Yeah. They're my IPs to sit on and do nothing with. Exactly. I like Dance Central. Yeah. Too bad my otherwise fine 360 is burning rings in my disc right now. Hey, bad boy, you still got a 360, bro? That's crazy. But like you got your money maker, man, and like the biggest thing is like your money maker, right? It's like y'all want to play defense, and you know what I mean. Like I said, y'all want to have your cake and eat it too, man. It's one of those things where it's like, be a game company or don't. You know what I mean? But to keep going, you feel me? Like, let's talk about Halo. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, I got into Halo like way later. Our household didn't get into, like, even though we had an Xbox and stuff, we didn't get Halo. I didn't get into Halo till like way later, and I started realizing and understanding like, yo, Halo is that shit. And I really like started to love Halo, and then I loved Halo up until like Halo 4, and then everything after that I was always like, I'm like, what is happening with this? This is so like nothing or bare bones. He said, yep, old reliable, or was reliable. I would say, yeah, it's been a while, so like if it's getting red rings, you might want to take care of that. Definitely might want to handle that. But this is but like, to keep going, man, this is one of the reasons why like I had talked to my brother and my brother-in-law and my cousin. I told all of them to two of my cousins, and I told all of them, I was like, yo, this is one of the reasons why I was like, I don't have a Xbox anymore. Yeah, and they were like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? And I was like, bro, they're headed in I was like, from way back, I was like, they're headed in a trajectory where they're not going to survive. And I'm like, investing money in their devices is not going to like cut it anymore. Like, again, like we were talking about yesterday with the Xbox RLG X handheld or whatever, bro, they're asking for $1,000 for it to have some handles. And the chipset is a little bit better than the ROG Ally. Not substantially better. It's going to be it's going to be incremental. It's not going to be anything crazy. And they're asking for a stack. I guarantee you, if they are anything competitive with like Nintendo, if they're anywhere around like the $500 range, I would be highly shocked. Highly shocked. If it was $700, I would be shocked. I'd be highly shocked. You know why I'll be shocked? Because they just raised all the prices on their Xbox Series X's by $100. They raised everything $100. And not only that, but Asus did the same thing with the ROG. They just raised theirs up $100. So I'm like, this thing is going to cost an arm and a leg, and you're going to get it for no reason. King K said, no, not red ring, but the laser is physically burning rings in my disc, making them unreadable. Whoa. That's crazy. Got to get the parts to get it fixed, man. Or just start using the emulator. But yeah, if we're talking about like, I guess the last thing I want to touch on, because I got like 15 minutes left. This stream is gonna be short because like I'm gonna edit this down and like push out a video tomorrow, basically like just pushing this video out. But yeah, man, like it's one of those things where it's like, it's the same thing I saw with Sonic, man, where it was like I saw this coming. And it's one of the things I always say all the time, man, where I'm like, yo, your biggest thing, like when it comes to Halo, if you start treating the thing that made your company as big as it is if you start treating that like it's like nothing, then your company goes down with it. The whole thing. Halo is your mascot. That was your mascot, dude. And y'all basically y'all treating Halo like it's like a third-rate game. You feel me? My mother was actually talking to me about helping me get it fixed. Nice, man. I wonder where you would get the parts from and all that. Probably eBay or something like that. But Halo, man, like it's one of those things where it's like it's your money maker. If Sonic went down, Sega would go down. Sega would like. It's one of those things where I wholeheartedly believe that. Where I'm like, I think Sega would no longer have an identity anymore. Like it would have fans of some of your franchises, but like if you were like, we're not making any more Sonic games, or our Sonic games are, we're gonna put those on freeze for a little bit. People will be like, that's it. Because your mascot is it's your representative of your company. It's showing that the health of the company and how well it's doing. And if your mascot's not doing well, your company's not doing well. Simple and plain. Like Halo is your money maker. That's your money maker. And I'm like, what could have you like? It's one of those things was like, whatever the next one that they're putting out, because they could have did this with Halo Infinite. But it's one of these things. I have a couple bullet points. Okay, if you are to put out another Halo, which they are going to do, if you are to put out another Halo and you put out any new Halo games, you feel me? These are my bullet points. Do this, and then this thing will make, like, if you want to, again, you want to have your cake and eat it too. You want to be a company that makes you want your big cash cow that rakes in a bunch of money, you feel me? And then you also want to make money from something perpetually over and over and over and over and over. You want a Fortnite. Do that with Halo. And people are going to hate me for saying this, but it's one of those things where it's like, listen, if you put out a game, if you put out another Halo, you feel me? This is what you do. Number one, you focus on the game mechanics. Everything that makes Halo fun as far as gunplay and as far as ragdoll physics, do all that stuff. You feel me? Big arenas, big arena matches and all that stuff or whatever. Do that stuff. You feel me? Number two, you need to be focusing on the story. Focus on the story. That's what a lot of people's draw. A lot of people's draw are playing with each other, which is what the mechanics are. But then the story, people stay for the story. You know what I mean? A story in Halo is a big thing, and that is one thing that it is a very basic story, dog. It is, you got space alien, you got zealot religious space aliens and super scientific Earth people, and the zealots are going out and they're doing something today that they believe is right, but is going to destroy the entire universe. And the space marines from Earth are like, stop them. We got to stop them. That's all it is. Just do that with a new race of aliens every single time. You feel me? You should probably also bring back all of your old characters that everybody loves, because nobody loves any characters that has happened after Halo 3. No one likes anybody No one likes anybody. None of the new characters. I don't care about any of them. Mr. King K said Miku and Persona are going to have to start hard carrying Sega Sammy if Sonic dies. That's what I mean. Miku, Persona, and Yakuza. You know what I mean? And like Age of Empires or some shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like hard carrying and like hard carrying. And yeah, what you say? Did you say Persona? Yeah, Persona. And like I said, I think Sega would be able to linger on if that happened. You feel me? Like Sega would be able to linger on, but like it would be representative of like like imagine Nintendo were like, there's no more Mario. You'd be like, what? And it'd be like, yo, it'd be like, yeah, they still got no Mario anymore. You're like Mario, like we're sidelining Mario, and he's just not, we're just, we don't know about Mario. We're just not confident about Mario. You'd be like, what? And they can linger on. They still got Zelda. They still got Metroid. They still have Splatoon. They still got a bunch of franchises or whatever. But it's one of those things where it's like, Mario's your top dog, and you're letting him fall by the wayside. It would be like, people would be like, this is the end of Nintendo. Literally. It's the same thing with Sega, like where it's like they were doing that, where it was like Sonic's faltering. Your company, no one gives a shit about you unless Sonic is doing something. Really. The next thing that should, like for a Halo game, the next thing about a Halo, like for a Halo game, the third most important thing is your multiplayer. You got to have multiplayer, online co-op, couch co-op, you feel me? And just online period. But like online, have that shit on day one. You feel me? Have that shit on day one. That shit is so important for you to be like, yo, couch co-op, online co-op, you feel me? And then just online multiplayer, all the modes, all the everything, King of the Hill, all that shit. Put all that shit on there. Have all that shit ready day one, because they did not have that ready on with Halo Infinite on day one, and then they were like, what's wrong? What happened? Why is it dying out? Because you didn't put the shit that on there that people come to Halo for. You feel me? Like, what? Y'all flubbing around and y'all like not really doing nothing, because like it's one of those things where y'all half-ass make a thing. Y'all half-ass make a thing and then expect it to just do numbers just from the name alone. It's like, no, you've got to do more than that. you have to do more than that. People will argue that Halo 3 is still the best. People will still argue that Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo Reach are still the best Halo games. And nobody past that. Nobody says anything about the other ones. And they're like, these are the best Halo games. Never. Next mode, Forge. Take a page out of Minecraft, man. You need to have a level editor that will keep your game going forever. And that's why it's such a shame that they dropped the ball with Halo Infinite, because that title was so apt for that. You feel me? It was such an applicable thing for that, because you can have something that will keep people going on forever. You just make your level editor so robust, and they've done that. You feel me? But like, go further and keep adding stuff to it over and over and over. You feel me? Because for a game that's called Halo Infinite, that shit died out in like a year. Barely even that. You feel me? But have a creative mode. Have an extraction mode. Extraction shooters are a big thing. Everybody's talking about Marathon or whatever. Marathon's not going to do nothing. No one cares about Marathon, bro. No one cares. Nobody cares about Marathon whatsoever. And it's one of those things where it's like, that's just a mode. That is a mode that you add into a larger game. You feel me? That's how I feel. Like, Extraction is one of those things where it's like, that is not enough as a game on its own. That it is just a game mode. To me, I'm like, that's something that you add as a game mode to a larger game. Add an extraction mode. You feel me? Have a zombies mode. You feel me? Take a page out of Call of Duty's book. Take all these things and apply them to Halo. They don't even have to be zombies. It could just be a not King of the Hill, but it could just be like a protect the fort type of mode. You feel me? Where it's like, have a base, you feel me? And all the aliens, everybody's coming after you or whatever, and you just shooting all the aliens. You feel me? You shooting everybody, making sure they're not coming after you or whatever. And then some weird shit happens or whatever, and then you're just trying to see how long you can survive. You feel me? Just trying to see how long you can survive. And some of these things are, like I said, like, they've added some of these things, but they took way too long. And nobody cares, to a point where it's like, nobody cares. And then your last thing, this is my last point when it comes to just Halo. You feel me? And I'm gonna be done because I'm 54 minutes. The last thing I gotta say is, if you want to have a live service, you want to add a live service. You feel me? If you want to add a live service, my fault. This whole time I've been like just sitting there. If you want to add a live service, dog. Here's what you do. You take a page out of, again, people are gonna hate me for saying this. You take a page out of Fortnite, man. Take a page out of Fortnite. And what you do is you have a free mode, and you have a mode where you buy in and you can get unlock the whole entire game. You feel me? And that would have been the thing that people would have flocked and got Xboxes for, man. I'm telling you, if you would have followed the same format, minus all the like guest characters and all the advertising and all this, like all the extra like chilling and advertising and all this stuff, without all of that, without having like Darth Jar Jar in your game and shit, you know what I mean? With the exception of all that comes with Fortnite, just have a mode, a survival mode where the bubble is getting smaller. You know what I mean? And you got to try to survive the bubble. You feel me? Make that part free so that people can be like, yo, this is on Xbox. Everybody that wants an Xbox, this is what's available on Xbox, and make it the best looking thing that you can possibly make it look like. You feel me? And then that's the thing that you throw all your microtransactions and your loot box, or not even though, forget the loot box. I get whatever. You can, if you want to throw loot boxes in that mode or whatever, fine. But make that the thing that's like, yo, either you can pay this amount of money to unlock everything, or you can play this shit for free, and then we can, you know, spoon feed you whatever. We can kind of spoon feed you money however we want to. You know what I mean? Start you off as a little grunt. You feel me? Your little armor is all grayed out and it doesn't look good. And as soon as you come in, everybody's like, look at that, look at him, he a little scrub. And everybody's running around with like samurai outfits on and shit, looking super gangster and shit. And then you're like, damn, I gotta get like them. And then, oh, what? How much does it cost? It costs this much. All right, then you do that. You know what I mean? But you make that mode free. So if you want something perpetual and you want to keep making money over and over and over, you do that. And then the rest of the game, you pay for the rest of the game. Oh my God, what an idea. What an idea. But what's not good, man, is you laying off your staff over and over and over and over and over and over, and there's more to come, so you can shave off that 69 million that you made, or a billion that you paid for all these franchises that you can't even keep, you can't keep up with, you can't manage them, you can't produce anything worth a damn. You feel me? You can't keep your own platform alive. You feel me? You're just turning it, like, again, you have stop with the bullshit. Stop with the bullshit. You are no longer a first party developer. It's a wrap. It's a done deal. You are now a third party developer. Everything is an Xbox deal. Shut that shit up. You're just a third party developer. Okay? That's it. Put out some good shit. Dig into your bag. Be like, yo, we want to make a Banjo-Kazooie game. Who out there can make one? If people even want to come to you now, because you're firing everybody. So it's kind of rough for people. It's kind of rough for you to be like, hey, here's a banner where we want to make Banjo-Kazooie. Here we go. We're hiring people to make Banjo-Kazooie, and then you're laying everybody off. Like, it's like, that doesn't look good. Mr. King K said, meanwhile, I'm good with the free accessories. You feel me? But that's my thing. Like, you'll get somebody, you will. But the thing is that you'd be there. You feel me? You'd be there participating. You feel me? And that's all that matters. That's all that matters to them is like, yo, we got their optics. They're like, yo, we got these amount of people here playing this shit. You feel me? Because I'll be doing the same thing. I'll be doing the exact same thing. I'll be like, yo, I would be the one where I'm like, if I saw all those options, I'll be like, yo, I'll pay for the game. I'll pay whatever the full price is for that game. I'll just pay it instead of being nickel and dime like that. I'm one of those people where I'm like, just how much is it worth? The whole thing? That? Okay, cool. I'll do that. The little Fortnite mode and all this stuff, that shit has a bunch of like little microtransactions. I just won't, me personally, I just won't do that. I'll just, whatever. I don't care about that. I'll just play for free and just be a scrub and be good and be like super nasty. But yeah, their trajectory right now is not where it's at, man. Especially when, like I said, like they one step forward, leaps and be leaps behind, bro. It's mad annoying. It's mad annoying. And it's not good for it's not good for the company. And like I said, I'm venting my frustration now because I'm just like, I'm over it. Xbox to me is cooked as a gaming platform. And they're at this point, they are just a company that they're just a company that makes games here and there, but they are not a dedicated video game company anymore to me. And that's me. That's my personal opinion. You feel me? So I hope that they prove me wrong. But the new Halo game that they've been like, oh, we got a new Halo game coming out. I'm like, y'all ain't had a good game. Y'all haven't had an outstanding Halo game since Halo 3 or Halo Reach. So I'm like, okay, put up or shut up. It's one of those, I'm at the point where I'm like, put up or shut up. I remember coming back to Fortnite after not touching it in who knows how long, only to be frustrated. I couldn't play as default. I couldn't play as default Jonesy. That was all I cared about. LOL. Yeah. And it changed so much. Like I said, it's one of those modes. That's one of those things where it's like those business models where it changes so much that it's just like me and you would be like, I don't care to engage with this at all. Whatever. But I'm just like, if Xbox wants to have their cake and eat it too, I would be like, yo, make it free so that people will buy in. But everybody wants to be Fortnite and wants to have Fortnite's success, but nobody wants to follow Fortnite's model, like at all whatsoever. And that's the problem. It's like, y'all want, again, have your cake and eat it too. You want everybody to pay all the money in the world and pay microtransactions on top of it. And it's like, no. DK said, well, except for the snake skin, there was supposedly a free code for. Yeah. Oh, nice little free snake code. You feel me? But yeah. Anyway, I know this may not be the most interesting topic when it comes to my viewers. But it's just one of those things I had to get off my chest, man, because I'm just like, I need to talk to somebody about it. I need to vent my frustration, because it's just every time I'm at the point where like every time Xbox says something, it pisses me off, and I'm about to be at the point where I'm like, every time they say something, I'm just going to ignore them. Like anytime they have a showcase or a presentation or anything like that, or they're like, here's our new thing, I'm going to be like, I'll wait for it to get on store shelves, because I'm like, all the promises and all the false hopes and all the lying and all the you know what I mean, like corporate greed and all that stuff or whatever. I'm when it comes to Xbox, I'm over it. You're not even putting out good enough shit for you to be doing all this. Sonic Forces reference. Put up or shut up, Infinite. Well, put up or shut up. That's just an old saying. You feel me? Put up or shut up. And that's an old saying. So that shows you how outdated whoever's writing it. It shows you how outdated they were. But anyway, I'm done with my rant. This is gonna be a short stream for today. Let's see. Now you've been cooking the whole stream though. I feel like I feel like I've just been like, sometimes I feel like I'm like spitball and kind of go off the rails sometimes. So hopefully I stayed on point, man. Hopefully I stayed, people will understand what I'm talking about. Mr. King K said, not that interesting to my viewers. What am I, chopped liver? Well, I just know, King K, I'm not talking about you when I'm saying I'm more so talking about the people that will join and, you know, they just want to talk Sonic. And I'm like, I'm not like, I am mostly Sonic, because like I said, I'll play a Sonic game. I'm playing Sonic Unleashed tomorrow. Or that's the plan is I'm playing Sonic Unleashed tomorrow. But like, I know a lot of people get on and they kind of, you know, they'll try to stay, you know, pretty much focus on Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm like, that's cool. But I'm like, I can only talk so much about Sonic before I'm like, I want to talk about something else. Even though I love Sonic to death, I'm like, you can only talk so much about Sonic before you are saying, the same things over and 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 over. You feel me? Sonic reference in the year 2025. Forces reference. Forces reference in the year 2025. It wasn't a Forces reference. Damn it. It was just an old saying. But anyway. All right, I'm done with my ramble. I'm done ranting. I'm very close to being done with Xbox. Honest to God, like I think because I love Doom a lot. I really honestly think like Doom, I haven't gotten what's the newest one? Doom the Dark Ages. I think that is literally the last thing I'm going to get from this company. Literally the last thing I'm going to get from this company. And I'm going to wait for like Christmas for that to happen. Like I'll put that on my Christmas list, like, yo, y'all get me Doom the Dark Ages. And then I'm like, that after that, I'm like, I'm not interested in anything y'all say, do, put out, have to show. I'm not interested in any of that shit no more. Just put some shit out and that's good. Put some shit out that's good. Holler at me when y'all start talking about Crash, and I'm a platformer guy. Holler at me when y'all start talking about Banjo and when y'all start talking about Halo, for real, like seriously, when you start talking about Halo, Banjo, Spyro, Tony Hawk, or Crash Bandicoot, when y'all start talking about them, holler at me, because everything else I'm just like, I don't give a shit. Do you have notes or are you freeballing? I have very loose notes. I have like very like little bullet points, and then I'm just freeballing from there. So I have little notes and stuff that will keep me in line with what I'm talking about. But then, like I said, like pretty much after that, I'm just going off of like memory, and I have like a little bit of examples that come up here. Like I said, I got this little thing on the screen, just to have like a visual. But then I have like all these things over here, like what people are talking about. You know, all these articles and stuff. And I had an idea with this when I was like, this was one of my ideas where I was just like, I was on a walk yesterday and I was just thinking, I was like, yo, why are they fucking doing all this? And I'm like, they have all these franchises, dude. They have all these they have, again, like I said, they have franchises that rival Sony and Nintendo. Just as many. It's the same issue I have with Sega, where I'm like, y'all got franchises that rival all of them also, and I'm like, what are y'all doing? And Sega's trying to be back on the up and up. They are trying. You feel me? And sometimes there's hope. You know what I mean? Sometimes there's hope that a company will come back. Capcom is a good example of that, where like for a very long time, Capcom wasn't doing shit, and everybody was like, yo, you have all these franchises y'all sitting on, and y'all not doing shit with them. Y'all doing fuck all with them. And lo and behold, like as soon as when did they start coming back with like what, Resident Evil 7? Whenever they had the Capcom engine that they're using, whenever they came back out with that, and they made Resident Evil 7. People started paying attention to Capcom again, and then after that, like Capcom has been rolling. Like Capcom came back full force, and I'm like, they're literally like one of my favorite developers now, because I'm just like, they're one of my favorite developers again, because I'm just like, they came back super cooking. And for said, I told you Series X is my last Xbox console. I'm switching to the station. Yeah, just go to if you were still on console. If you're still on console, you just go, go to PlayStation because everything that you would want is going to be on there. All the Xbox games are going to come over there. You know, since your PlayStation is an Xbox. Fucking idiots. And if also on top of that, if you're just like, I want to play everything, I want to have all of them, like, you know what I mean? Like, you be okay with just a PlayStation or a PC and be fine. But anyway, let me go. I've ranted enough. My blood pressure is up too high. Not actually, I'm just joking. But yeah. Thank you everybody for showing up for the stream. I know this one isn't long, but I appreciate all y'all showing up, watching anyway. I gotta start getting to editing so I can push this out, put out like maybe like a 10-minute video. I'll try to squeeze all this into a 10-minute video and just like kind of hit my most important points, and then put that out, and probably just put that out tomorrow. But I appreciate everybody showing up, man. I appreciate everybody being here. Thank you for listening to me ramble. For the people that want to watch me play Sonic, just be a little bit patient with me. I'll get to it. Yeah. So, like I said, if you like what you see here, like, comment, subscribe, share it with everybody. Hit the bell. Make sure you come back. I stream every single weekday, 5 o'clock Central Time. And if you want to support Monthly Gamer, check down in my description below. You feel me? All my PayPal options are down there. I got PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, Patreon. That is the subscription service. You can throw $1 in. That'll help Monthly Gamer out greatly. And then you can also throw $5 in if you want me to play any game that you want me to play. Just request it. And as long as it's YouTuber friendly and as long as it's available to me, cool. Infrared said we out 5,000. King said it feels like Nintendo low-key paid more attention to Banjo-Kazooie in the last 6 years than their actual owner. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that nuts? Sakurai, and I'm gonna say this, King K, and then I gotta go. But Sakurai literally, when he was making Smash Bros, literally told everybody to go get an Xbox just to play that game because it's dope. If that wasn't one of the biggest fucking layups that you could have, if I was Phil Spencer, the moment I saw that shit, I would have been like, are you kidding me? I would have been like, yo, right now, we are making a Banjo-Kazooie game right now, and we're going to hire whoever the fuck to make this game. The moment that happened, but alas, we're here. Getting Perfect Dark canceled. So, I agree with you. But anyway, this has been Monthly Gamer, y'all. I appreciate you guys being here. Peace out.